The project was created 3 years ago. It was the willingness of IIST and ISAE-SUPAERO to collaborate either in the research domain but also in the training field.
The exciting thing here is that every year 8 to 10 students from India and France with different backgrounds and cultures, with different ways of solving technical problems, work together during 5 months on a project. There is a strong international cooperation aspect which allows students to develop their international and intercultural skills.
So the collaboration between IIST and ISAE France was actually initiated during the launch of meet organized by French Embassy in Bangalore. That was in 2018.
CNES and IRAP are also involved in the project and they play the role of the customers for the students. So the collaboration is very fruitful and everybody enjoyed the working together.
Before the study, we defined with the 2 French scientists the objectives of the mission and the hypothesis, which launcher we could use, what could be the typical price target for a mission like that, which would be a Class L mission, a large mission in the scientific program of ISA.
I'm in the project in terms of scientific advisor, so I'll be there in order to give the scientific context to the students. Technically, what I'm looking for is to make sure that the payload and the mission architecture that they develop will actually provide the measurements that we need in order to answer the scientific questions for the mission that we develop.
I was lucky enough to participate in the very first edition of this international, very exciting project, the Indo-French multi-point CubeSat on Mars project. Is that we got to work with scientists from IRAP, and there we could go from scientific requirements and conceptualizing the design into concrete proposals of technologies to use. And on the other side, we were working with the space agency, the CNES, and that allowed us to see actually how does this process really work out there in the real industrial ore.
And the students learned how to collaborate and interact in an international team and discuss their ideas with people from different backgrounds and then come out with a joint solution, difficulties and complexities of mission realization. So this, I believe, is the most important aspect. That is continuation of the space technology training our students are getting at IIST.
The project we are working on is the cryogenic comet sample return mission. We are doing the mission specification on the preliminary design of the spacecraft. So basically the goal of the mission is to send the spacecraft around a comet, put a small lander on the comet in order to extract some sample from of ice and volatile material from the underground of the comet. Then we will store this sample into a cryogenic container in order to preserve them during the return trip.
In this project, I also came to realize about the diversity in research fields involved, especially when it comes to a space mission. There is a purely scientific study of the comet, then there is orbital mechanics, then there is power electronics, etc. Indeed, there are many new fields that I was introduced with. But for me, the cryogenic sample collection and storage was quite interesting.
It's not actually a one-shot project. What we are trying to build here is a mid-term, long-term relationship. So what we do here is that we start to have the preliminary work done. We check different technologies, different capacities, and next year we already have the project of continuing this study of this kind of missions for comets.
The scientific results of this project are very interesting for ISAE-SUPAERO. Thanks to this project, we may develop some cooperations, further cooperation with ISST, for example, via PhD programs, and maybe one day we will be able to develop scientific space mission toward comets and for sample return.
The collaboration with ISAE brings in really great value, great international exposure to our students. It really helps them to improve their interaction capability and project management.
I do believe these missions are important because as a researcher we can grow by effectively communicating and sharing our ideas around the globe.
ISAE-SUPAERO international strategy includes the development of partnerships with the major aerospace universities in the world. In that perspective, such collaborative projects contribute on one hand to expand our academic cooperation with the Indian partner ISST, and on the other hand to strengthen our relationship with the French space agency CNES at the international level.
I think it's very important to foster this international collaboration and look into deep space exploration through this kind of collaboration.
Now India is a very big country, a very advanced country. They have their own independent program, which is very ambitious. They have gone to Mars, they've gone to the moon, and it's very logical that for the future, French students and Indian students know how to collaborate with each other.
So this is a very important collaboration for IIST because we are collaborating with the world's best and the oldest aerospace institute. So we are looking very positively for the future, and I hope there will be a lot of joint collaborations between the two institutes.
And maybe one day, some of these students will take part to real space exploration projects within France, India, and other countries.